This is the third time I've filmed this video because it is so tedious. I filmed it twice, and this is no exaggeration, watching it back I actually fell asleep. So if you don't want to watch this, I completely understand.
During the meanwhilest... No.
Well, hello, it's Dexter and me with our latest episode of Tech Tuesday. What a thrilling episode we have in store for you today. This is the third time I've filmed this video because it is so tedious. I filmed it twice, and this is no exaggeration, watching it back I actually fell asleep. So if you don't want to watch this, I completely understand. And you know, I am probably the world's most boring man.
Black pudding's very black today, Mother.
Yes, it is black today, dear.
Aye, that's very black, that is.
Yes, dear.
Even the white bits are black.
Yes, dear. It is a very dark pudding today.
Aye.
Yeah, even more boring than Eric Althwaite. Anyway, this thrilling episode of Tech Tuesday is all about, as the title to the video would suggest, my digital media storage solution. And I've tweaked it a little bit lately since changing my computer setup, and if you want to watch the video about my new computer setup, which is almost as boring as this one, I'll leave a link somewhere up above. I've got quite a simple philosophy when it comes to my sort of photo and video data, and that is, one, keep everything, which I have probably since day one of shooting digital, and two, redundancy is God. So have two copies, at least two copies of everything. If you excuse me, to keep this on track and as what's the word I'm thinking of, as little less tedious as possible, and I have made some structured notes, so I may keep looking over there to make sure I stay on track. Now, in the old days when we had, like, you know, in film days, you'd have photo albums, and you'd have, like, probably, if you're anything like me, shoe boxes full of negatives. So like your negatives, like your raw files, and your albums were your finished things. And you know, modern storage wise, or certainly my storage setup isn't really all that different to a shoebox and an album. Let's be honest. But a lot of my data handling philosophy comes from one of my very first jobs in Swansea Council. I worked in the council's treasurer's department, not finance department, call it what you would. I think it was treasurers back then, the city treasurer's department, that's it. And I worked in the audit technical section, so perfect for a boring person like me. And we had, because we were the technical section and cutting edge, we were bleeding edge of technology, we had one of the first ever laptop, or portable computers. I think we had the first one in the council, and we were like sort of trialing it out then for other departments. And one of the programs we used on that laptop was something called SuperCalc, which we used to produce monthly or weekly reports for cabinet, senior management, that sort of thing. No doubt there'll be somebody along in the comments soon to tell me that SuperCalc was rubbish, our computer was terrible, we should have been using something else. But hey, that's YouTube for you. Yeah, but part of my a major part of my role really was every Friday afternoon, after the pub. No, every Friday afternoon, I was responsible for taking the weekly rolling backup of all our digital files. So I had to go into a locked cupboard, get out a locked box of floppy disk drives. Remember those? Were they 2.5-inch floppy disk drives? And then you really then create a rolling backup So we had, I think it was about 5 weeks of our work backed up at any one time, and we just reused those discs as and when, I think, to be honest. Yeah, I think we did. They were probably incredibly expensive, so we just reformatted them and reused them, I would imagine. So that was my one of my major jobs, and I think that kind of like that responsibility for data then has stuck with me throughout my life. Yeah, so I said my modern day philosophy now is keep everything and have 2 copies of everything. So that goes from in the field when I'm shooting, right through to storing raw files and the final result. And I'm going to talk you through that oh so exciting process right now. Right, I use SD cards in my main cameras. I got my D700 uses a compact flash, and I got micro SD cards then in my drone and in my GoPro. But my main cameras have SD card slots, and they have 2 of them. So my GFX 100 has 2 slots, as does my XT4. And I write the same information to both when I'm out in the field. Sometimes, if I am playing about with film simulations, I'll write JPEG to one slot and RAW to the other. But photo-wise, I stick to SanDisk cards. I will not use cheap cards sourced from unknown locations. I will buy from reputable sources and only buy named cards. Buy cheap, buy twice and lose all your data. That's the risk. So I use SanDisk SD cards in my GFX 100, and I record 16-bit lossless RAW files to both in the field. When it comes to my video camera, I tend to use Lexar cards. I think because their faster cards are a little bit less expensive than their SanDisk counterparts, but they're equally as good. And I shoot, and I'm going to have to read it because I will get this wrong otherwise, 4K 25 frames per second, 10 or 200 megabits per second, depending on rather the amount of action in the scene. If it's a fast moving scene, then I'll shoot at 200. H.265 long op. That's what I shoot at, and I'll no doubt there'll be somebody along in the comments later to say I'm doing it all wrong, but hey, that's YouTube for you. Back home, once I get back off a shoot, I've got 5 main drives attached to my Mac Mini, which is my media server, if you like. I've got 2 SSDs. Now, the first one, SSD one, that holds all my current year's raw photo files, and they are stored by camera, then by month, and then by the date of shoot for each shoot that I go on. So I will upload the files from my memory card onto this SSD. SSD 2 then, it's basically the same, but it holds my raw movie files, and again they're organized by camera, by month, and by date. The first of my hard disk drives is a 6 terabyte drive, excuse me, and that holds all my archived photo raw files going all the way back to 2002, and they are stored by year, by camera, by month, and by date. And my second hard drive is exactly the same, except that it stores my raw video files going back to I think about 2007 for those. Now on my MacBook Pro, I've got a work in progress folder for video stuff. So any video projects I'm working on, I've got a folder for that, and I will put all the media for that project into that folder, pop it into, I'm using iMovie currently at the moment, put it into iMovie and edit my video. Photo wise, I just tend to edit straight from the SSD, so I don't copy that into the computer first. moving stuff between my MacBook Pro and my M1 Mac Mini. I use AirDrop, but for larger files I will tend to use a SanDisk flash drive, and it's got like a USB-A socket one side and a USB-C socket on the other side, and I'll use that to move larger files sometimes. Anyway, once I've finished with either a photo or a video, it gets put onto my third hard disk drive, which is like my finished projects drive. And in terms of photographs, they are stored by like a category or a project then, if you like. So I got a certain number of those, and within each of those folders I save one TIFF copy for printing and for, you know, just looking at high resolution on my screen. And I've got one then JPEG copy for publication to the web. And what I tend to do with those is I'll move them into my Apple Photos app first and then upload them from there onto Instagram or 500px. My video projects then are organised by year and then categories, so either like, you know, working files or YouTube uploads, and then the MP4 file that I save all my videos to. So those are my 5 main drives, and then of course everything is backed up immediately. So I've always got 2 copies of everything, and as soon as I have those 2 copies, only then will I format the SD cards in my camera. And the backups are not kept with my my Mac Mini. They're kept in a separate but easy to grab in case of disaster location, so I could just grab those along with my laptop, and I've got everything still. Right, so I think pretty well that my system or my strategy mirrors my philosophy for keeping everything and for keeping it safe. I think I've covered pretty well just about everything. If I have missed anything out or you want to know anything else, just ask me a question in the comments. Right, future-wise, my amount of data is expanding. I've got about, my 5 main drives give me about 17.5 terabytes of storage. And I think I've used about 11.5 of that is used up. So with shooting 4K video footage and quite large raw files, and then storing even larger TIFF files, my storage is kind of running out at an alarming rate. So I think I've probably got enough left for about another 2 years with these current drives. So it's either then going to be a case of investing in larger and more expensive drives, or perhaps go to a cloud-based subscription solution and pay for cloud storage instead, or go for some sort of home-based local NAS, you know, storage with like a RAID solution then for backing it all up. I haven't got a clue what I'm going to do. And also I might move away from iMovie for video editing. I tried Final Cut Pro before, didn't like it, but I think I might give it another go and see perhaps if I wasn't using it properly or whatever, and if it gave me something a little bit more extra over iMovie, or if I don't need it at all. We'll see. Anyway, that is just about it for this so exciting video. Cemented my position as the world's most boring man.
He's got a new shovel.
Oh,
It's a lovely shovel. It's got a great big brass handle.
oh, good.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to put it next to his other one.
But thanks all the same for watching. I hope you found it in some way interesting. I'd be keen to know what sort of strategy you employ for your digital media storage? Is it something on the lines of what I do, or something completely different? Perhaps if you've got some suggestions for me, because there's always somebody on YouTube to tell you you're doing it wrong, you should be doing something else. But yeah, as I keep saying, that's YouTube for you. Anyway, thanks very much as ever for watching. It's been a bit of a task this last quarter of an hour. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Dexter and I really do appreciate every view and every interaction with our videos that we get. Yeah, we really do appreciate all our viewers, all our subscribers. Yeah, so stay safe, stay well, look after yourselves, your loved ones and your pets, and look after your data too. It's very, very valuable. You never know. You might have got a hidden viral gem in there somewhere which will net you millions one day, perhaps. Who knows? So keep it all safe. Anyway, and as usual, just be nice. Be boring, but be nice. Okay, see you all on Saturday. That's right. See you then. Bye-bye.
Oh, shut up, you boring little tit.